I'm at Waterfront Park in Trenton, New Jersey, home of the Trenton Thunder. They're hosting the Altoona Curve this weekend. New Hampshire native Jeff Locke in town with the Curve. But it's really Derek Jeter weekend here for the Thunder. He's doing a 2-game rehab stint. Jeff, can you just speak, I guess, firsthand what Saturday night, the first night of this rehab stint, was like with Derek Jeter in town?
Well, regardless of who's in town, it's always cool to play in front of a packed house. You know, no matter if it's the big league or great minor league, it doesn't matter. It's always fun to play in front of a lot of people. And last night, we had a good game, lost by a run, and sure enough, he scores a run in the first inning. Maybe that was the difference. But, it was a lot of fun to play against Derek and get to see him. He was on third base in the first inning, just a couple feet away from our dugout, and it was a real good chance to get a look at him and see. He's a lot different looking than you see him on TV. I don't think TV gives him enough justice because he's a pretty big guy. But it's been a pretty exciting weekend so far. It'd be a lot nicer if we could try to take a win here from these guys tonight. But it's been very exciting.
Can you describe what the energy was like in the ballpark, and was it different than a normal, we'll call it quote unquote normal night at the ballpark?
Oh, absolutely. The Derek Jeter chants, left and right. He's a captain of the New York Yankees. All the years, first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down. It's definitely an honor to be on the same field as him.
Were you disappointed at all that you're not in the rotation to start in these 2 games when you found out he was coming to town?
Absolutely not. It's just the way the rotation works. I was in Manchester a couple weeks ago and didn't get to pitch. So I was supposed to, didn't get to, and sure enough, it works out now that I might get a chance to in the All-Star game, so it's very exciting. But to not be able to pitch here, that's fine. Hopefully the rain just holds off a little bit so we can get home at a decent hour to get some rest, because I am scheduled to go tomorrow, so it'd be nice to get some rest tonight.
Well, you lead me into my next question. You mentioned the Eastern League All-Star game. You're an Eastern League All-Star. Just describe for me what that means to you to be named an All-Star.
To be named an All-Star is above and beyond just an honor. It's one thing to be named an All-Star, it's another thing to be named one and to come back to your home state of New Hampshire to represent, the Altoona Curve and Pittsburgh Pirates. And it was very nice. Got a call from Clint Hurdle on the phone yesterday to congratulate, all the All-Stars and everything like that. It was just a tremendous thing to do for such a gentleman like himself. So it's definitely an honor, and I'm very excited to get back to Manchester.
Do you have to pinch yourself at all with your rise through professional baseball? It's been a great one so far. Do you pinch yourself at all that you think, I was at Kennett just a few years ago, and here I'm going to be going to Manchester for the All-Star game?
Oh, absolutely. Especially the last 2 years. The last 2 years spending, half of last year in AA and this year in AA. It's a completely different game up here, and then spending, a month in Major League camp in spring, it's a completely different ball game, and it's something that I feel like I've been learning history my whole life, and this is a science lab. It's completely different. It's just an exciting experience. You take it with everything it's worth, and everything from going to Manchester to seeing Jeter play to doing all this stuff. It's all part of being able to live the dream you choose every single day. I've been given a gift, and try to pursue it as long as I can. Jumping
back to Derek Jeter for a moment, in your time in professional baseball, have you had a weekend like this, even if it's just a 1-game stint for a future Hall of Famer coming to town? Have you had anything that rivals this, what's going on here in Trenton?
Geez, I don't know if I've done it in the minor leagues. In Major League camp, my first hitter was Vladimir Guerrero, and he's a Hall of Fame guy. This is one of those things, so nothing's ever kind of been like the Derek Jeter thing, but very exciting nonetheless.
And then, just lastly, what has been working for you this year to get you that All-Star nomination?
Just a mixture of pitches. This really was a tough first half for me, and a lot of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, but you just got to hang with it and trust your catcher back there, trust your teammates are going to pick the ball up behind you, and been working on a lot of mechanical things and trying to fix a lot of issues, and in doing so, it's going to take away from performance at times. So overall, I feel pretty good with myself right now. Hopefully, I can just roll into the second half and continue to be a summer pitcher like I've always been in the past.
Strikeouts seem to be working for you. Heading into tonight's game, 82 strikeouts on the season. I thought it was neat to see that 52 of them coming on the road, and then 25 with runners in scoring position. So you're getting some strikeouts, keeping the ball out of play when you need to. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I didn't even know actually until you told me, but I guess the most important strikeouts come when guys are on base, and the most important pitches you're going to throw in a ball game are going to be when there's men on base. So a lot of stress has been put on how I pitch out of the stretch this season, and how I work with runners on base, and how I limit runners from getting on base. And obviously the walks have been up this year. I've heard it all, but you just gotta hang in there and know that this is a development process. It's not the major leagues right now. This is all just practice.
Former Kennett star Jeff Locke in town here in Trenton for Derek Jeter Night Part 2. Jeff, we'll see you in Manchester in just a short bit.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks a lot.